Welcome back to Bones, Bourbon, Barley, and Brass. We're a lifestyle channel where we discuss interesting things. We have another good one for you today. We have Royal Brackla 12 year. But before we dive into Royal Brackla 12 year, let's thank our sponsors, our good friends at Toro Land and Ranch Company. They're an e-commerce platform with vacant land, livestock, working dogs, and soon-to-be apparel and goods. www.torolandranch.com. All right. We have this bottle of Royal Brackla. I've had this for several years. It was gifted to me by some really good friends of mine. A little bit about them. They're in the northeast part of Scotland. And they are basically the King's Whisky, or so they say. On the back here it says they're at the Cawdor Estate, and it says, His Majesty, having been pleased to distinguish by his royal command to supply his establishment, has placed this whiskey first on the list of British spirits, and when known, should in truth be termed the drink divine. And that was distinguished by King William the Fourth, the King's Own Whiskey. And then on their website it says, experience our collection. The Highland playground of Cawdor Estate has been home to our distillery since 1812. Surrounded by rugged mountains, hidden glens, and nourished by pure spring water, this awe-inspiring landscape shapes the spirit of Royal Brackla. It all began when Captain William Fraser, a man determined to do things his own way, growing his own barley, securing his independence, and crafting a whiskey fit for the royal table. In 1833, his whiskey became the first Scotch to receive a Royal Warrant from King William IV. Nearly 2 centuries later, that same spirit of quality and independence continues to guide us in crafting a whiskey worth its heritage. Awesome. Now, if I go over to the 12 year, it's finished in Oloroso sherry casks. And let's see, this is an older bottle, so I don't believe this was finished in sherry casks, which is interesting. I think they may have redone this. Ripe peaches, black cherries, covered chocolate almonds, and muscovado sugar. They say 46 ABV. I have 40. So then this begs the question. 12 year older label. Here we go. They did do a rebadging. Somebody on Reddit. Let's see, did they? Okay, some interesting. So there's a bit of discussion on the interwebs and the bowels of Reddit on how good this is. Obviously, we've nearly killed the whole bottle. Let's take a sip. You know, it's got a amber color, but it's not, it's not dark, but it's not light either. I would call that fruity and floral. I don't know that it's the dark cherries and berries. It's actually pretty good and pretty approachable. It's approachable for a Scotch for most people. It's not peaty. Let me see. It's nothing exotic per se. There's a hint of peanut. Orange and peach, maybe. Maybe a little apple. Um, yeah, it's pretty decent. I would give this, if I had to give this a rating, I would give this. Gotta give it another sip. I would give it a 91. It's approachable. Is it the best scotch I've ever had? No. Is it the worst scotch I've ever had? No. Is it solid? Yes. It is very solid. It's unique. It's approachable to our American whiskey and bourbon friends. But yeah, so that's that. Very, very based review, needless to say. Lots of fruity notes. Yeah, a little bit of peanut and fruits. So I get the sense their 12-year-old is different. They have an 18-year-old, they have a 21-year-old, and then they have a 25-year-old. Looks like Total Wine has the current. So to find this bottle online, it's 95, but I think that's because this bottle has gone away. The current 12-year-old in sherry casks runs $55.99 at Total Wine. Let's see what else they have. Yeah, it looks like that's what they have. Let's see what I can find online. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, it could be as low as 55, as high as 90. Looks like it's a bit tough to get. Oh, here, the old bottle you can get for 53. The old bottle of the 16 year you can get for 117. The 21 year is 240. Now I'm looking at that and it looks to be like a collector who's absorbed a good chunk of inventory and just said, you know what, I'm going to charge what I'm going to charge. Tough cookies. So Royal Brackla is part of Doers, so that's good to know. And yeah, so it's part of Doers, which is part of Bacardi's network. Kind of living in the age where everybody owns everybody. So if you like this content, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you've had this, impart us with your wisdom in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, cheers.